Hello, we are the Smithtown Beebots Robotics team, and this is the presentation that we gave to the Monongalia County Beekeepers Association annual banquet. We hope you enjoy the video we put together. Our challenge this year is how can you use technology and the arts to help engage others or increase participation in what you love to do. Our solution is to create this channel without ads to teach kids how to nature journal. On this channel, we will play short tutorials to teach kids how to nature journal and what to nature journal. Nature journaling is the study and documentation of nature. The nature journaling steps we use is the first step, pick something in nature to draw. Then you will sketch the item or items. Then we like to ask 3 questions: I notice, I wonder, and it reminds me of. These are some examples of nature journalings of flowers. And these are some examples of nature journaling birds. The importance of nature journaling is that it increases awareness of nature, gets kids outside, is a great group activity for friends and family, it is good for all ages and talents, it explores art and knowledge of nature, and teaches how things change over time. Nature journaling options. It can be viewed in many different ways. For example, we use bees. From just the subject of bees, we came up with bee anatomy, how honey is made, bee and hive types, honeybee pollination and floral foraging, and honeybee enemies. Honeybee anatomy. Parts of a honeybee. The honeybee is a flying insect with 3 body segments, 2 sets of wings, and a hard outer shell. Honeybees are social insects and live in hives working together to survive. When I'm looking at this honeybee, I like to dissect it so I can sketch each of the parts individually. On the head, I noticed there are mandibles, which are jaws for chewing pollen and working wax, the proboscis, which is a tube-like mouthpart used to suck up fluids, eyes. The honeybee has something unique. It has 5 eyes, 2 compound eyes and 3 ocelli, which are single-celled eyes. The regular eyes sense the UV iridescence on flowers. The ocelli detect direction and intensity of sunlight and motion. The antenna is the last thing I would draw on this honeybee's head. It's a sensory organ used for touch, smell, and taste. I noticed the entire body is covered with small hairs. Then I would draw the thorax. The thorax holds both sets of wings and all sets of legs. On the rear legs, there is the pollen basket, comb, and press. These are an arrangement of hairs to rake and collect pollen, and they make pollen pellets, which are of many use around the hive. I wonder, why do bees need 2 sets of wings to fly? The final part of our honeybee I would sketch is the abdomen. It's important because it houses all main organs with the exception of the brain and the salivary gland. It also provides the bee with oxygen through the spiracle. The last thing on this abdomen is the stinger. It is a defensive mechanism used when the bee feels threatened. It reminds me of the body segments of an ant. My name's Grant Morris, and I'm going to show you how to nature journal how bees make honey. The first step, bees have to collect nectar from flowers. One bee travels to about 1,000 flowers before going back to the hive. I noticed how much pollen they collect while getting nectar. As you can see in each of these pictures, they're covered with pollen. Step 2. After the bee fills its honey stomach, it goes back to the hive. It then transfers its nectar to another bee. The bees have special enzymes in their honey stomach that start breaking down nectar into simple sugars, glucose and fructose. I wonder how they close off their honey stomachs when eating. Step 3. Once the sugars are broken down, the bee deposits the nectar into the honeycomb. It can be about 70% water, and they need to fan it till it's 17% water, which takes 1 to 3 days of fanning to prevent spoiling. It reminds me of cooking down maple syrup. Step 4, my favorite part. You can eat it on toast, in tea, and by the spoonful. It reminds me of how much bees did for me so I can enjoy this honey.
Hi, my name is Eli Weimer. Today I'm going to talk about nature journaling bee and hive types. I noticed the parts of the hive. I noticed there's a queen excluder that keeps the queen in certain areas. I noticed the bottom board holds the hive up. I know the entrance is where the bees enter the hive. Then the cover that covers the top of the hive. I also noticed it's made of boxes. In each box, I noticed 10 frames. In each frame, there's honey, nectar, pollen, types of bees. We have the worker, which has very large eyes. We have the queen, who has very large an abdomen. Then we have the drone. He flies in and out very fast.
Hi, my name is Jackson Boone, and I'm going to tell you about honeybee flora foraging. I notice that the redbud looks like it is alive with bees in the spring. I notice the shape of the tulip poplar is like a teacup, and I notice that the bees only like the crocuses in the afternoon. I also notice that the bees look like monkeys when they hang from the autumn olive, and I notice that the daffodils look like stars when it's dark out. I wonder why the bees like the redbud so much, and why they would like it even when it's so crowded. I wonder why the tulip poplar has bright red on the bottom of its petals. I wonder why the bees only like the crocuses in the afternoon. I wonder if the bees like to hang upside down from the autumn olive. And I wonder why the bees don't prefer daffodils. The redbud reminds me of the inside of a hive on a hot summer day. The poplar reminds me of a pit full of tentacles reaching out to grab the bee. Crocuses remind me of skyscrapers in a city of grass. The bees on the autumn olive remind me of monkeys fighting over fruit, and the daffodils remind me of Easter.
Hi, my name is Wyatt Boone. I'm going to tell you how to nature journal honeybee enemies. I noticed that yellow jackets will sneak into hives and the honeybees don't care. I also noticed that veromites will hitch a ride on the bees to get into the hive. I noticed that the scarlet tanager will go from one branch, swoop down, grab a bee, go to the other, and eat it. I also noticed that black bears will destroy honeybee hives just to get larvae and honey. I wonder why the honeybees don't mess with the yellow jackets while they're eating honey. I also wonder why other honeybees won't bite the veromites off the other honeybees. I wonder why the scarlet tanager will swoop down and eat so many bees. I also wonder why black bears will attack hives at night instead of in the day because it'd be easier to see. The yellow jacket reminds me, taking honey reminds me of a robber stealing money from a bank. And the veromite reminds me of a tick. And the scarlet tanager reminds me of an eagle swooping down and grabbing fish. Then the black bear attacking bees reminds me of Godzilla attacking a city.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation we have put together. As you can see, with just one topic, honeybees, you can nature journal many different aspects of the same topic. And nature journaling is great because it provides a diverse learning opportunities. It allows time with friends and family. It can be accomplished in different ways. It is easy to learn and it's definitely fun for all ages. Thank you for watching.